Hey y'all, welcome to the Shine Shack, the channel that's all about making quality shine for less of your dimes. Alright y'all, so the holidays are right around the corner. Thanksgiving's coming up. It's all about family that day and eating good food and getting fat. That's what it's about. So I've decided to do a clear, not post-flavored, pumpkin spice shine. So I've racked my brain all week thinking of how to convert starches into fermentable sugars from grains so I don't gotta add cane sugar and take away from that good pumpkin flavor. Well, the truth is, it's not possible. If I do 3 pounds of grain per gallon, it's gonna be grain forward. You're gonna taste the pumpkin, but it's not gonna be the pumpkin I want. I want pumpkin to be the dominant thing in there. With a little wheat on the back end, because wheat goes good with pumpkin, and you know, it'll give it that dryness. So pumpkin does not have a high sugar content at all. So, guys, I just did a wheated bourbon. That video's coming. It'll probably already be out by the time I post this. But it's going to have to be a sugar shine. But I'm not going to add a lot of sugar to it. I'm not looking for quantity on this one. I'm looking for quality. I'll probably only add maybe a pound per gallon of sugar. But I'm going to add 15 pounds of wheat to a 30-gallon mash. Steep it. I'm going to put that in the pumpkin. Chop it up. Put it in the oven at 375 degrees for an hour. To really cook it down, it changes the flavor of that pumpkin, makes it sweeter, kind of caramelizes it a little bit. So I'm going to get some water on the boil. I'll be right back, y'all. We're going to start sanding this barrel real good. Hey, y'all, so I got 10 gallons of water. Bring it up to about 140 to 160 degrees. I got 9 pumpkins. So I got 15 pounds of red wheat. One of my favorite grains right here. I'm gonna get the grinder set up. So I just want to show y'all real quick. I don't want it ground as a powder. I just want it cracked. All right, y'all, let's get our wheat put in. I really wanted this mash to be an all grain, but without sacrificing that pumpkin flavor, I don't see another way. This is for my Thanksgiving dinner. This is for my family. They don't like corn liquor and grain heavy stuff. They like more fruity stuff like that. That's why I'm doing a pumpkin spice. My goal is not to add any post flavor. I might take some of this liquor and throw it on some white oak. We're gonna get our water in here so this can be steeping while we process our pumpkins. Alrighty, we got our water to 150 degrees. We're going to add our water. I'll be back when I get the 10 gallons of water added in. Alrighty, got our 10 gallons of water in there. We'll stir that wheat up. A pound of sugar per gallon. Won't take away from the flavor that much because that's going to be a low gravity. But it'll give me just enough alcohol. I'm kind of under a time crunch to get this done. Thanksgiving ain't that far away. Alrighty, that's good right there. Hey y'all, I apologize. It's done got really dark on me, so I'm gonna show you real quick. Generally, you just want to get the guts out and chop it up in small enough pieces to where you can bake it in the oven. 375 degrees for 1 hour. That's all we're really doing. So this part I probably won't show much of. I will get a total weight of the pumpkin. But I'm trying to figure out which way to cut it. I'm just going to go in it like this. Alright y'all, so it ain't got to be perfect. There's still a few strings. There was kind of a little, looked like a bad spot there, so I just cut it out. But anyway, you just want to get it in small enough pieces. I am doing this on the bed of my truck too, by the way. I sprayed it with Star Sand, it'll be alright. Just small enough pieces where you can bake it. Get it on a baking sheet. This don't got to be perfect, guys. We're not baking a damn cake here. Hey y'all, so I got the first 25 pounds laid on a baking sheet and I'm going to put them in the oven for 1 hour. Hey y'all, so the first batch of pumpkins out of the oven, browned real good. So I don't want it too fine because it's going to be a pain in the ass to filter out. So I ended up having 52 pounds of pumpkin. So the second batch is in, but really a spoon helps. But to get it started, you can just really pull it off. Once you get down to there, a spoon works great. I don't want that skin in there. I'll get the rest of this pumpkin in there, y'all. Stay tuned now. Alright, y'all, I got the first 26 pounds of pumpkin shredded up. The other 26 pound of pumpkin is still in the oven. But I'm going to go ahead and add a pound per gallon of sugar, so 30 pounds of sugar. And go ahead and fill the water up till most of the way. Not a big difference. In my opinion, sugar doesn't take that much flavor from you, but it does take some. If you put an all grain side by side with a sugar wash, there is a slight difference for sure. All grains tend to be smoother and have a little more flavor to them. That was 25 pounds of sugar. Now I got 5 pounds in a bag. Alrighty. I tell you, sugar's about getting as high as the damn price of gold. It's ridiculous how much sugar costs. Down here in my part of North Carolina, it's a little over $18 and like 59 cents plus tax for a 25 pound of just great value cane sugar. That's crazy. Back in March, it was $15 a bag, so just not much time at all. Done went up close to $4. I tell you, sometimes I sit back and feel like this world's going to hell in a handbasket. Alrighty. I like to mix mine up good. Hell, it's probably just the want to. It probably didn't need that much mixing, but hell, I did it anyway. Alright now, so I'm going to get some cold water, put another about 10 gallons in it. And by then, the other 26 pound of pumpkins will be ready. I'll let it cool for a little bit, shred it, and pitch some magic dust. Be right back, y'all. Don't forget to burn them damn sugar bags now. Can't leave the sugar bags. Alright, y'all. Let's get her topped up with some damn good cold spring water. Some of that damn good old North Carolina spring water. I'm telling you, this looks like oatmeal with peaches in it. Maybe I'm just hungry. Alrighty. Hey y'all, real quick. So if you have some insulation when it starts getting cold, you can wrap it around your mash barrels. I actually take an old comforter and I wrap it around twice and I just tape the back of it. It works amazing. It holds heat in great, but it won't just keep the mash warm by itself. You know, it's not a heating blanket, it's just a camouflage comforter. So I do use aquarium heaters, but the way I use them is I hang the cord over the side and I drop them down in there. But you don't want that heater at the top. You're going to have a grain cap up here at the top of your barrel. You're also going to have your sediment at the bottom. You're going to have your grain that falls to the bottom. So you want to take your heater and you want to drop it about midways in your barrel. Them fish tank heaters are submersible heaters. They make them in stainless steel and glass. The glass ones are a little risky because they can bust and ruin your mash. Just be careful with them, guys. And don't turn them to a high temperature. I always set mine at like 70 degrees. It's still going to take a little longer to ferment, but at least, you know, it's not 40 degrees. For a fruit mash, I keep it colder than that with my EC 1118. But this, I pitched bread yeast. So tomorrow, I'll give some time for this grain in here to settle, this wheat, and I'll throw a heater in here tomorrow, and I'll have it about midways in the barrel to keep it out of the cap and out of that grain bed in the bottom. Hey, y'all. So this is the next morning. I did the pumpkin mash last night. Well, one thing about me is I will even show you my failures. When I shit the bed and I do something wrong, I won't hide it. I'll show it. So I come out here the next morning to check on my mash and, see how fermentation's going. I've never did pumpkin before, but this is the first for me. This is the first time this has happened to me. I left about 5 to 6 inches of headspace, but y'all check this out. A damn mess. All the way down, I have a mess on my hands. And I left plenty of headspace. It just, I guess it's that violent. So if you're doing pumpkin, leave extra headspace, y'all. So I can officially say it's working good. Hey y'all, it's Red from the Shine Shack, the channel that's all about making quality shine. Alright y'all, the holidays around the corner, Thanksgiving's in a few days. Our wheat and pumpkin mash is done working. It's at a 0.992. So let's get to making some spiced pumpkin moonshine, y'all. I want it clear. This will not be post-flavored. All the flavoring will be through infusion and carried over during distillation. So let's get this damn mash filtered out, y'all. There's the mash, y'all. There's still a little pumpkin floating, a little bit of wheat, but it's definitely done working. It's been done for several days now. Like I said, it fermented down to a 0.992, so it's definitely dry. It's ready to go. So I'm going to scoop this pumpkin off the top and get it filtered out real good. Be back now, y'all. Hey, y'all. So I like to filter my mash real slow. It takes a little extra time, but by pumping it over and filtering it through a cheesecloth, I make sure there's nothing in it that can scorch. Alright, y'all. We're going to start getting the still filled up. Get some mash down there. Alrighty, y'all, I'm going to get the still filled up the rest of the way, and then we'll start loading the thumper. Here's what I'm going to mix together for the infusions. Some pumpkin, some pure honey, and just a little bit of pumpkin pie spice. You definitely don't want to overdo it when you're using spices. So I'm going to get this mixed up, y'all, and I'll get it put in the infusion jar. Be right back, y'all. Hey, y'all, so this is the mixture. I also put a half a gallon of mash with the 2 cans of pumpkin and honey and spices. It smells wonderful and tastes wonderful, just like a damn pumpkin pie. So we're going to get the infusion jar loaded up and we're going to get to running. Alrighty, we're going to get the first quart put in the infuser. I'm going to run the thumper empty until I pull off the heads. After I pull off the heads, then I'll hit the first infusion. Alrighty, so we got the first infusion filled up. I'm going to go ahead and get her fired up, and I will stir the mash every 5 or 10 minutes until I get up to temperature. Just to make sure if anything made it through my filtering process that it doesn't scorch inside the steel. Hey y'all, so I just started running off heads. I'll collect about close to a half gallon of heads and toss them out of the way. The thumper's empty right now. Once I get done collecting heads, I'll hit the first infusion and we'll start infusing while I collect hearts. But when I heat up hot and fast. I turn that fire wide open. Once my thermometer hits 160 degrees, I back the fire back down a lot, about a quarter power, and then wait on it to finish heating up. And I normally start running at about 200 degrees. I've had a couple viewers ask me about saying temperatures throughout my run. It varies so much. Every still is different when it comes to temperature. My copper pot starts running at about 200 to 204. It's the pot temperature. My column still starts running at 179. So much variance in it. I don't really like to give temperatures. I go by offtake speed. What does my stream look like? Is it dripping? Is it the matchstick that I want? Is it going too fast? And then I adjust my fire accordingly. That's how I run my still. Now, about halfway through the run, I'll have to bump the fire up a little bit. And then closer I get to tails, I'll have to bump it up a little more. The reason being is your ABV in your mash. As the ABV drops in your mash, it becomes more water. Water has a higher boiling temperature than ethanol does. So as the ABV drops, you have to add more heat to get that alcohol out of it. So I just wanted to make that clear. Like my pot right now is 202 degrees, but that's not good to go by that. I say the best thing to do, even if you're just starting at this, go by touch and feel. Feel your line arm. See where your steam's at. Heat up that way. I wouldn't put thermometers everywhere. They're nice to have every now and then, but you don't need them. It's more simple if you do it without them. There's so much variance in it. I'll never truly give out temperatures for everything. Just it varies so much. But yeah, my pot's 200 degrees right now, like 204. But I won't look at that thermometer anymore the rest of the night. But I'm going to run off these heads, y'all, and we're going to get this first infusion and get us some pumpkin spice. All right, y'all. So this is my second quart of heads. I'm going to go ahead and put the parrot underneath it, the proofing parrot, and go ahead and swap over to hearts. And I'll toss them heads. Smells really good so far. You know, the thumper's empty. I smell that wheat with a little bit of pumpkin coming in. Let's go ahead and set a clean jar under here. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to hit the first infusion. So we just did the first infusion after running the heads off. The proofing parrot's filling up now. Smells good. I'm going to refill the infusion jar. When I smelled it before I hit the infusion, you smell the wheat real strong in it. Yeah, you can smell that wheat pretty strong. You can still smell pumpkin though. This will be the second infusion. I'll run off 2 or 3 jars before I hit that infusion. If I start smelling and tasting the flavor going down in the liquor, then I'll hit the infusion earlier. It all depends on what's coming out the spout. But I'm going to run a couple jars off, y'all, and I'll be back. Y'all stay tuned now. Real quick, y'all, it's coming off at 152 proof, which is pretty good considering I didn't add no high shots to the thumper. It's just a little bit of mash because that pumpkin's real thick. All right, y'all, so I've took off 2.5 quarts. The flavor and the liquor starting to decline a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and do the second infusion. I'm going to do it slowly. Alrighty, there goes the second infusion. It's still running liquor. It didn't even stop. Still coming off at about 135 proof. It smells great, y'all. I can still smell that wheat, which I wanted that dryness and that wheat grain taste in there. It smells really good, though. I like that. It's not too strong on the spices. It's not too strong on the pumpkin, but that pumpkin is there. For sure. And the only really spice I'm getting through on it is I'm definitely getting cinnamon and maybe a little bit of like ginger. But I mean, it smells really, really good. It's got a good taste to it, a good nose on it. Overall, I'm happy with it. It's got that sweetness in there. That's why I like adding honey in the thumper. If you put honey in the thumper, it'll put like a sweetness through. It gives the illusion of sweetness. But I'm going to keep running some off, y'all. I'll be back when it's time to do the next infusion. So I'm on jar number 6. I'm about to put down jar number 7. This run's going good. Really good smell to it. There's a little pumpkin there. I really smell the wheat and the pumpkin a little bit. And I really smell the spice that I put in it. But overall, I mean, it almost smells like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's got a good flavor to it, a good nose on it, and I'm still happy with it. And I would definitely run it again. This is my first time doing this, and that's why you experiment. And the next time I can make it better. Don't ever be afraid to try anything. Just jump in there and try it. You know, that's how you discover things that are really good and create new recipes. And then you can always, tweak it a little bit to make it better and better and better. But I'm going to keep running this off. And here in a little bit, I'll do one more infusion. I probably won't normally I get between 2.5 and 3 gallons off of a run. I won't on this run because I didn't add much sugar on this one. I only added like 1 pound per gallon of sugar. And it was a low gravity on this mash. I was going for flavor. I didn't want to hurt that flavor by adding too much sugar. So I'm going to finish running this off. And stay tuned now. Hey y'all, so I'm down right at 90 proof. So that's normally when I cut for tails. And I go by the taste and smell of it and the feel. It's starting to get real grungy now, but I got a little surprise in the early tails. I got only a half a quart of early tails, but it come over like super pumpkin. Literally like a pumpkin pie. Oh man. That right there I will add in as flavoring. That was the early tails. But now it's starting to get real grungy. So I'm going to go ahead and make the tails cut. I'm going to go ahead and shut her down. Sometimes I'll run tails off and I'll keep tails to add in on another run or to save up to do a queen's run where you save all just tails and run a run of tails. But here lately it just takes a lot of extra gas and time to run off tails. And if I don't have nothing that I'm planning to do with them, I don't keep them. So I'm going to go ahead and shut the still down, guys, and get it broke down and call this run done. Hey y'all, just a reminder, always try to put a coffee filter or paper towel on top after you run your shine. Let it breathe for about 2 to 3 days. It helps some of them volatile compounds evaporate off. Mainly I notice it on the nose. It takes that, if there's any of that burny, like that burns your nostrils when you smell it, it really does help remove that.
Even if it doesn't have it, a lot of my shine doesn't have that burniness on the nose, but all these little things add up, guys, to make quality liquor. Hey, y'all, so I just shut the still down, just finished the run. Got right at 2 gallons off this run. Smells really well. On the nose, you get the wheat, you get the spices, you get a little bit of pumpkin. Now on the palate, it's wheat, a lot of pumpkin, and that spice is there. Turned out really well. But next year, I would tweak a few things. I would try to get more pumpkin flavor into it. But other than that, no complaints, guys. This is my first time trying this, so you're more than welcome to take the recipe I'll put in the description to try. But I would tweak it and try to get more pumpkin in there. Oh, yeah. I think the family's going to be proud. Y'all, I just want to take a minute to say Thanksgiving. I hope y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Happy holidays. Thanksgiving's about being thankful. Spend time with your family, the ones you have around you, because in a blink of an eye, people just disappear. It's sad, but just take time to spend time with your family. Be thankful for what you have in life. Nowadays, with stuff so expensive, and hell, it's hard to pay bills, and it's a daily struggle. Just on Thanksgiving, y'all, just sit down and be thankful for what you do have. Be thankful if you have a meal to eat. Be thankful for if you have a wife and kids. Even if you have a car, just be thankful for what you have. I know I'm thankful. Thank y'all. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for supporting the channel. It's growing and it makes me happy. I enjoy posting these videos. There's a lot more content in the works coming up soon. Thank you for stopping by, guys. Until next time, shine on.